Hi guys, welcome back to Settle in Spain. I'm Amanda. Dave's away working, so you're just stuck with me today. This is part 2 of the walk around of the farm and land that we've just purchased here in southern Spain. Part 1 covered the downstairs of the house, just the main part. There's still a lot more to see downstairs, including the old bread oven room, a well, and lots of other bits and pieces, and more stuff that's been left behind by the previous owners. I think I did tell you in the first video, the house has been empty for around 10 years, maybe slightly more. It's a strange thing that here in Spain, the family go back to the house, take what they need and leave everything else. They don't clear it. So it's our job to clear the property of everything that's in it. So here you get a chance to have a look around and see the sorts of things that people will leave. So in part 2, you've got the downstairs at the back, and also the entire upstairs of the property. It is quite extensive. We haven't fully planned what we're going to do with all the spaces yet, but I've got lots of ideas in my head. As you can see, I'm wearing a hat. I know I'm in southern Spain, but it's also very cold today. It hasn't gone into double figures. We've had a bit of a cold spell, cloud and rain the last few days, but it's also rain that's much needed. And now that we've got land with almonds and olives, we need it too. So you're going to see a bit of the land as well. As I said, wells, and a few other bits and pieces. I hope you enjoy this. I hope that you'll subscribe and you'll follow us on this journey as we find a way to renovate the property and to renovate the land. We're in the driest region of Spain, so we're in the province of Almería, which is a part of Andalusia, and we're in the mountains near a village called Oria. You can have a look at that on the map. We're probably only about a 30-40 minute drive from the desert here in southern Europe. So as you can imagine, it's going to be a challenge with what we managed to do with the land, and I'm looking forward to using the different techniques of permaculture and regenerative agriculture to really do something special here. In the meantime, we've got to learn how to do building. We've never done any building work before, so it's going to be a huge challenge for us too. And hopefully some of you guys will come along with us and give us advice as we go. If you've got any comments or any questions, please do put them in the comments section, and I'll see you on the next one. Hi guys, so it's another day. I didn't get to complete the tour round with you yesterday just because we got so busy. I went off to Spanish class, and then we had some friends come and drop in, and we showed them around, which, you know, we then had to go for a beer in the little local bar which is just around the corner. So we did some clearing out, but this morning I'm back, so let's show you the rest of this property. Right, so we've got the kitchen there. It's a step down into that kitchen, and here we're in the dining space with the white beams and the little old dining table. That's the freezer. The door to the left there takes us back towards the front door, which is going to be very bright in the sunlight there. Sorry about that. And here now we've got the back door. Okay, big heavy back door, doesn't quite fit the ceiling up there. I guess there's a big beam up there somewhere. And these curtains to keep the flies out. And here we have a little yard. Not much to really see here at the moment, except some potential. So that's the back gate to the property. Here you have what would have originally been the sink for doing the washing on. That is where the water comes into the property, and at the moment, as I said earlier, there's not much in the way of plumbing. So this pipe we discovered by accident leads across to the warehouse, and this one here leads up and across and in down there for the tap in the kitchen, and it goes across there to what is a very small bathroom. I'll show you in a minute. This is a well. I can't get the camera in there right now, but I can assure you there is water in there. There's also a pump, which we saw working when we came and viewed the property the first time. Steps here leading up to a terrace. I'll try and take you up there in a bit. And here now we have on the left the door we've just come through. Again, that goes back through into the house. And here we have the outdoor bathroom. Currently, just as we first saw it, as you can see, a bit more Mara Celeste again. I'm going to give this a good clean today because while we're working over here, we're certainly going to be using it. Bit of a hole in the ceiling up there, but hey ho. And there we go, back to that door. Another big old door and another big old wall. You can't, and as you can see, I'll just put the light on, and that is an old bread oven. Show you under here, there you go. A complete old bread oven. That's where the coals would have come from to heat the house. Got a little bit more religious paraphernalia and a couple of interesting looking plates. There's a weird cupboard in that corner there, not entirely sure what that was for. And then we just have lots of implements lying around. Okay, that's better. Lots of implements lying around. Some of it look quite cool. I might be cool to keep and hang up somewhere one day. Good old broom. I'll be using that soon. Okay, over here, a little chair. Another one of those hooks on the walls. Interesting beam there. So it looks like at some point there was a window or a door that went through to the main house from here. The kitchens, traditionally this would have been outside, and then at some point in the past somebody put a roof on, and we do have decent beams here. They're looking okay. So now there's another door. Yet more doors. This one I can actually turn the light on before I go into the room, and the door handle, and this old door, it's quite a cool old door, opens into another room. And this one has the back of the old bread oven in it. In theory, that's something that we will actually remove, the bread oven, and try and reposition it somewhere else, maybe on the land somewhere. Okay, then we have this room. More space, yet more space. And an extremely high ceiling. We have grand plans for this to create it possibly into a courtyard. That window there goes back through to the little bedroom that had the two beds that we stepped up into from the front of the house, that I think might have originally been a bodega room. It's certainly the coldest room in the house. So I'm planning on it being my pantry. You can see here these beautiful big bowls that would have been used when they were gutting animals, probably. We don't even know what's in all of this yet. Old tables. And there's a whole pile of these big old pots here. They're enamel, traditional Spanish, and they're actually quite expensive to buy brand new. I'll certainly be finding a use for those in some way. And now the final door on this level, and this takes us out to a very small courtyard. It has a barn door, and there you go. I'm going to put you out there. A small courtyard, complete with lots of weeds. There's a little olive tree just around there. But a very small space indeed, and our hope is that we can extend that into this space inside by taking this roof down. We'll see. Plans change, we know that from our friends that we've visited who are doing up properties in the area. Plans definitely change as you go along. There's a little window over there you can just see, and again, decent beams up here. Lots of cobwebs. If you don't like cobwebs, don't buy an old house. Okay, so I'll head back through and we will head now to the stairs, and I'll show you up to the next level. So back towards the front door, and we're in the corridor, and the stairs lead up through this door, which has an amazing big key and is a devil to open. So I'll open that and come back to you. Oh, no, that was easy. We obviously didn't lock it yesterday. Okay, so here we go upstairs. And up here, there wouldn't have been much living going on originally. This would have been where they brought the olives and the almonds for processing. The working area of the farmhouses is all upstairs in Spain. That's the metal door behind me in the wall. So, one very large room at the top of the stairs. But there's more. Lots more. It's an exciting space. So through now, this, if you can imagine, is above the bedroom on the right hand side and the corridor. And this now, we're above the front of the house. Whether this was ever used as a bedroom, doesn't look like it, but there is a bed up here, as you can see. A wonderful find. We found, I think, 5 of these old wine bottles. So once we start doing our own wine, that's going to be amazing. No idea what that is hanging there. I don't think I want to know right now. We believe there was a chimney, and that something went up through there in the way of a fireplace. So we're hoping it's going to be relatively simple to bring a pipe up here to have a log burner down below, and then it would add heat to this room as well, of course. Okay, this window overlooks the front of the house. You can just make out the back of the car there and the carport roof. Beautiful old shovel. I think they use these for oil. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to find out. And these are amazing. They actually look quite new and not very well used. So that's cool too. Again, the beams up here all seem, on the face of it, to be pretty solid. Just painted with that white stuff that they used for protection. Through here is a bedroom. This, we believe, was the childhood bedroom of the lady that we bought the property off. hooks, postcards, little flags. There's a wheelchair, so somebody here who lived here was infirm at one point. This is a beautiful shelving rack. Looking forward to making use of that somewhere. Into spinning wool. I think that's what that's for. Lots of sieves for sieving the olives or the almonds. And then on this bed is a treasure trove of what looks to be children's toys. Lots of games. There's even a train set. All sorts in there. So we've got to go through that and see what we're going to do with it all. Okay. In theory, this space, this big space at the front of the house upstairs, is going to become our master suite. And that is our initial plan. Whether that becomes a dressing room or a bathroom, not sure yet. It depends on the plumbing. Right, up here, another room. This room doesn't have a light at all. In fact, there's no electricity upstairs. It has a little window over there. Actually, it's not a window, it's a hole in the wall, which we blocked off to stop any cats coming in. Got these for hanging stuff off the walls. All very agricultural up here. Lots of bags that they would have, I guess, had the almonds in. An old wooden cot. Well, it's in really good condition, so I don't know how old it is. Maybe relatively new. But as I say, in very good condition. So that'd be nice. Cleaned up. And maybe somebody can make use of it. We found a window here, so this is handy. Two, in fact. Two windows. That one complete with shutters. So that's cool. That's the sort of thing you can buy in the hardware stores here. And we're definitely going to make use of that in one of the windows. Now, here's another door. I haven't been up here, I confess. Dave has, but not me. This leads up to the pigeon loft. And I don't know if you can see the floor. Pigeons are still using it. I've only been as far as a couple of steps and popped my head up. You need to be about 3 foot nothing to get up through here. But there you go. That is a pigeon loft. Clearly a pigeon loft that's still in use by pigeons. What we'll do with this space, we're not entirely sure yet. We need to block up those little triangle windows there in order to stop the pigeons coming in and clean it. Maybe it can become a terrace, we will see. Although that'll have to be lifted to actually be able to walk up the stairs. I am tall, but that is exceptionally low down there. Okay, so let's get out of there before a pigeon comes in and scares me witless. No two steps the same height, of course. Well, why would they be? It's traditional. And now we're back. Oh, this room, I forgot to say, my plans for this room. Quite extensive. And will become my office, I'm hoping. So, yeah, watch this space. That'll be the last room that probably ever gets touched. So, bags of character. Bags and bags of character. All the steps look different heights. Every single one. While we're up here, I'll show you the view. Look at that. It's a bit grey today, but it is stunning out there. There we go. Right, this door leads to the ground, but there is a pulley up here. I don't know if you can see that. No, you probably can't. There it is. So they would have brought up to here things like the olives and the almonds, and that's our olive trees. And that's the man cave. A very big man cave. Otis, Mummy's busy for a minute. Okay, so back in here. I'm going to close that door. It freaks me out having an open door at this level. I could fall out. I am accident prone. Okay, so into now this room. I've turned the light on the camera because it's quite dark. We do have a little window here, which I will open up, she says. I will attempt to open up. I need to turn the little wooden bit the right way. Again, same views. And this is a whole nother open room. Again, this would have been used mainly for, I guess, doing stuff with the meat. Looking at the meat grinders there, they probably kept pigs. Fireplace must have gone up through there at some point. That might prove to be a very useful access point for a pellet burner for us to have some heating long term. Right now, that strange extractor fan in the kitchen, that's where that pipe comes up. So that might be useful to bring piping up from below there for plumbing up here. We'll have to wait and see. More treasures, more bottles, more baskets. I'm loving all these baskets. I do like a good basket. Then there's another room. Now, I haven't actually seen in that room yet, and you're not going to be able to see in much with the camera either. So one of the tasks for today is to get the keys, because we have a whole pile of keys, and try and work out if we can unlock that door. So that's what we're going to do next. Right, so these are the stairs that we're going to walk up. I'm not going to video walking up there. I am very slow because I broke my knee a few years ago and still have problems with steps as a result. Right, I'll see you up there. So we've just come up those steps, and there is more of the view again. Not three bad, is it? This is our roof. Not too many broken tiles by the looks of it. And this is the door we need to find access to. So I have the keys. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, so here we go into a room we haven't explored yet. There's an old door there. I'm not going to go too far, just in case. I wonder why they bricked this up. Ooh, that would have been for feeding hay. My friend said she thought she saw that through the hole in the wall. That's the chimney breast for the bread oven. There's these beautiful old ladders, hose pipe, another one of those meat grinders, a box with some interesting pots and bits. I don't know what that is over there. Bamboo by the looks of it. Lots of bamboo. Piles of bamboo there. More bamboo here. Don't know what that was used for, but I'm sure we'll find a use for things like that. Things like that are always useful. I'm stood on this door. I don't know if this is here because the floor's not safe, but without Dave around, he's over in the garage at the moment, I'm not going to risk walking into a room we haven't tried before, just in case we don't want to lose anybody. And that there looks like an archway. Used to exist. Ooh, she says, I'm going to try it. Looks like an archway used to exist. Probably through to the room next to there. That part of the building now belongs to somebody else, and they're not here at the moment. So there you go. That was the room I had never explored. Right, so from the bedroom window you could see across to this shed, warehouse, outbuilding. That's part of our property. And then our land goes along that wall. You can see just in the distance that pile of rubbish is also ours. And then actually, as far as you can see, are our olive trees. Then there's a small rambler or dry riverbed, and then another set of olive trees that are also ours. Not olive trees, no, almond trees that are ours. Here we have almond trees as well, and our land goes to a road that just comes in front of those houses there. So that's just over 12,000 square metres. I'll write down for you on here exactly how many metres it is. Initially, when we first looked at it, we thought it was going to be almost half that. So as a bonus, we ended up with more land than we thought. It's very dry soil. There's lots of rubbish strewn around. That's a piece of metal of some description. We've got, as you can see here, bits of wood, plastic, metal, brick. I think that came off the top of our second well, which you can just make out there next to the big open barbecue which goes into the back of the warehouse. As you can see from the pictures on the front there, they used to can peppers and tomatoes here, and they roasted them on that big barbecue. And then, as I say, right next to it there, brick built. I'll zoom in. That is what's left of a well. Now there is water in there, we can see it. When you drop a stone down there, you can hear it quite quickly, so we know there's definitely water. Legal access to it is something that's got to be confirmed. We've got it, it exists, they can't take it away. We just need to make sure we have a license to use it. So some of these trees have not been touched clearly for quite some time. You can see at the bottom of these olive trees, there's a lot of growth at the bottom. They need a really good prune. When we'll get around to that, I'm not entirely sure, but we will. Poco y poco, a little at a time. And that there is a fig tree, and that's ours. That's the boundary of our land there by that fence, and it continues all the way down as far as you can see and further. It's a lot. I have a lot of plans, a lot of ideas, and a lot of things I'd like to do. So this is the well. You won't be able to see in there right now, but if I get a stone, you'll probably then be able to hear the sound of the plop. I hope you heard that. Okay, so that's it. That's the whole thing. The land, the outbuilding, the house.